Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Clara Bean and today we are going to be doing part 5 of Beacon Pines. So as you remember, we got to a different ending, got frozen, and then we went back and decided to go meet Rolo because we didn't get caught in the storm. So we're now like us three investigating into Gran, who, well, is apparently one of those hazmat people. So we will soon be finding out what's up with that. Right, let's start the game and see where this mystery ends. Why is Gran in a hazmat suit? What is she up to all these times she's been out? Murder mystery? Chemicals? Mutations? God knows. Alright, Rolo. This is your time to shine. Ah, yes. You've called upon my expert detective skills. And now I shall proceed
Before he could finish, Lucas scrambled up Rolo's back.
Yes, just climb up your mate's back randomly. Just shush, Rolo. Let's do this. Hey, this isn't my idea of detective work. Every squad needs a good lockpick. And every good lockpick needs a sturdy head to stand on. Well, it depends how short you are, but yeah, we'll go with that. This is beneath my standing. Stop complaining and hold still. Got it. Oh, well done. Why can't you just pick the cupboard up the stairs then?
With the glass doors opened, a perfect porcelain display gleamed in front of their eyes. Searched for anything amiss. But the only distinct feature was its impeccability.
Wow, that was anticlimactic. Why don't you pick the cupboard upstairs then, instead of going to the locked display cabinet, which you can practically see everything? Yeah, I don't really know what we were expecting. Like, oh hey, let me just yank on this random teacup.
As Beck pulled on one of the teacups, it slanted forward with a hollow click.
Oh, well done, Beck. Happy accident.
The entire hutch began to rustle and slide under its own power.
Granny has secret rooms hidden amongst the house. How did she manage that when she's not long moved in? Seems like your Gran has been doing some remodeling. Dude, only 2 types of people have secret lairs. Evil masterminds and superheroes. You're not wrong, Rolo. You're really not wrong, but what is Granny going to be in this instant when she's wearing hazmat suits and working with, like, evil people? So, which one do we think she is? We're about to find out. Very determined. What is Gran hiding? Okay, so more of an unhinged conspiracist vibe? Oh, wow, wow, wow! Yeah, this cannot be good. We need to look around before jumping to conclusions. Let's have a good old snoop round Granny's secret lair. What do we have here? Barrels marked caution, explosive, and jam jars. That's enough jam to feed the whole town. Don't need explosive stuff to make jam, surely. What kind of incendiary jam is your Gran making? Incendiary. Nice. She shouldn't have had me walking around town delivering bombs. Well, I hope she wasn't delivering bombs and it was just jam, as some of your customers might, get a bit explodey. Right? Although that would explain why he was acting all dodgy when we delivered the jam to the little food stall. Only one way to find out.
Rollo casually spun open a lid and dipped his finger in the jam.
Huckleberries.
He smacked his lips.
It's just jam then. A hint of brown sugar. And ink. What?
Rollo plunged his hand in the jar, fishing out a soggy slip of paper.
Gran's hiding secret notes everywhere. Aha!
Rollo offered the slimy note to Luca and licked his fingers clean.
Probably wasn't a wise idea trying the jam with all this explosive stuff down here when you don't know what she could be putting in that jam. It's addressed to Mrs. Fratelli. A Gran jam, Gran? It says, last night I used the disguise Hi-Res provided to scout the location. The timing window should be possible. Operation Sparkplug is a go. Aw man, are they doing a heist? Whatever it is, it can't be good. So, more a bombshell than a bomb. Am I right? You're new here, so I'll let it slide. But I'm the bad joke guy around here. Oh dear, Rollo. You are funny. So, Gran's been hiding secret notes in her jam jars. That's why she specifically asked us to deliver the jam to each person specifically named. Ah! Gran has a little punching bag. That's awesome. Take her frustrations out. Haha.
A spider web of string connected photos of people from the town, interspersed with hastily scrawled notes.
Ooh, Gran's got detective board with all her links going to all the different people that she suspects. Well, she sure has kept herself busy. Is your Gran a serial killer? I hope not, because I'm starting to get a vibe. Don't be ridiculous. Sure, she's just tracking the movements of everyone in town, out of the kindness of her heart. And Gran might be investigating the same issue that we're investigating, or who knows? Why would she wear a hazmat suit in? Or is she part of it but undercover? She put little symbols by some of them. Yeah, Mr. Nuncreed has a check mark. The clipboards are all inside a big circle. My mum's are both on here, both with question marks. Gus Valentine has a question mark. Hi-Res has a question mark that's been crossed out. Mr. Kerr has a bullseye. The killer has chosen her next victim. We don't know what any of this means. Whatever it means, it's probably not good. No, it probably isn't good, but I can't see Gran being the killer. Although, Mr. Kerr, he's definitely the dodgy one.
Luca jostled each cabinet drawer in turn. Only one was unlocked. He fingered through the filing cabinet, pausing at a bulging folder labeled Walter. For a long moment, he just stared at it.
What do you got there? It's my dad. Looks like some of his old medical files. Your dad was a doctor?
Luca nodded and caressed the label with his thumb.
Well, are you gonna read it? Here, let me help.
Rollo swiped the folder from the drawer and began leafing through the pages. He whistled to himself, barely looking at the text.
How about you actually read some of it? One sec. Dense documents such as this are a lot like a cheeseburger. It's best to skip straight to the middle. Probably not. You're probably missing so much information, but that's where all the meaty bits live. Wow, I had no idea we were in the presence of a preeminent scholar and dense documents. And cheeseburgers. By all means proceed. Yes, Rollo comparing documents to cheeseburgers. Doesn't surprise me one bit.
He stopped at a page and mimed, holding up a monocle.
Ah, here we are. Follow-up examination of Terence Wilbur. Patient shows further signs of paleness and malaise. Body temperature continues to drop. He now describes soreness of muscles and joints. This is similar to the symptoms exhibited by Mrs. Wilby just a few days past. Still waiting on lab results from Joseph.
Rollo looked up with heightened surprise.
See? Creepy. Well, yeah, test results and all that. You don't know what kind of experiments they're doing though. Yeah, that's kind of disturbing. Who's Joseph? That's Mr. Nuncreed's name. Wait.
Rollo's finger traced across the page.
There's more scribbled in the margins. Could it be contagious? Mr. Wilby claims the tap water at his home has been contaminated. Perhaps environmental? Lab results only raise more questions. It's like he came back to this report later and made those notes. So it might be related to something else.
Through several more pages.
Here, the writing looks shaky. I just couldn't help her. This disease, or whatever it is, progresses so fast. And with his wife passing, Terence's condition follows close behind. Exasperated by the loss. Enough is enough. I need to take matters into my own
Luca,
hands.
staring blankly at the cabinet this whole time, spoke softly.
What does it say next?
Rollo rustled the folder, trying to loose more pages.
That's where it ends. What? There has to be more.
Luca frantically shoved the remaining cabinet folders, trying to find another labeled Walter.
Luca, I think that's the only one. It's alphabetical, see? What did he mean? Enough is enough. How did he take matters into his own hands? This is bullshit.
Luca slammed the drawer shut.
Because that's not like dodgy documentation. Why is Gran keeping all of this down under here?
They crowded around a worn-down old map of Beacon Pines.
Cool! This looks like a treasure map. Not every old map is a treasure map, Rollo. Yeah, but every treasure map is an old map. Can't fault that logic. Look, there's even a pathway drawn on it. It starts at the entrance of the town. And if we follow it...
Rollo carefully traced the path with his finger.
It leads right to...
He jabbed down at the end point.
Town square? That's the fountain in the middle of town. What a weird place to hide treasure. You don't know if there's treasure there. Might be some kind of weird chemical explosion or a dead body, or maybe that's where the ice explosion starts. Rolo, that doesn't look like treasure to me. The end of the path on that map has the same symbol as these explosives over there. So it's not hiding treasure. Real bummer. Yeah, it is, but maybe we could stop ourselves from being frozen to death. Rolo, what's the thing you've been excited about for the past month? The festival. Gulp. Did you just say gulp? This feels like a gulpy kind of situation. Everyone will be gathered near the centre of town. She's gonna blow up the festival! Or freeze the festival. I'm gonna go with freeze the festival. No, if we stop her. What was that?
Luca looked up from the map.
What was that? No, I heard it too. That was the front door. Oh no, Gran's gonna catch us. Which means someone just shut the door. Which means someone's upstairs. Shh, quiet. Hit the lights.
Beck flicked off the light, and they became statues in the dark.
Might Gran notice if it was Gran that come in, that her cabinet's like wide open?
Overhead, creaking floorboards bent under slow, deliberate steps. The kids looked up, the tilt of their necks following each footfall.
Ooh, spooky. Who's upstairs?
Then suddenly, it stopped. Without realizing, they'd been holding their breath. All three exhaled shakily and glanced at each other.
Has she gone, or is she just up there waiting by the door?
A muffled male voice broke the silence.
That's not Gran. Hello.
A final few footsteps reached the entrance above them, and the voice now echoed down the stairs.
Anyone down there?
The three kids shuffled to the corners without a peep. As he began to descend the stairs, the man's voice punctuated every new step.
Oh, best hide before he finds us down here.
Thump,
Yoo-hoo!
thump.
I'm not here to hurt anyone.
Thump.
I'm just here to help. Just
Thump. At the bottom step, the man paused, squinting to search the room for signs of life.
huh? Guess it's nothing.
Rollo shifted suddenly. Luca gave him an intense, chastising look and whispered through clenched teeth.
Don't.
It was too late. Rollo was already inching toward the stairway.
Oh, Rolo. It's probably not the bestest idea you've had.
He screeched as he charged toward the shadowy figure.
Flamin' chicken coop!
With all his weight, Rollo tackled the man to the ground.
Couldn't have thought of something better to say than flaming chicken coop as he tackles this bloke. Rolo? Mysterious creepy man? Anyone there?
From the dark corner, they saw something move.
Ooh, Rolo or mysterious creepy man? Well, I didn't know if I had it in me. But there was only one way to find out. Holy crap, Rolo, that was awesome. Wait, did you just kill that person?
Luca scrambled to the hunched figure on the ground. Pressing his fingers to the man's neck, he sighed with relief.
You sure clobbered him good, Rolo. Well, at least he's alive and Rolo hasn't gone and killed someone off. But was not expecting that. I kind of expected Rolo to get caught. Especially with his bright ideas that he usually has. He's knocked out cold.
As Beck flicked back on the light, Luca and Rollo both gasped in stereo.
Mr. Tolliver? Yes.
Chapter 7.
Mr. Tolliver, the creepy jam bloke that was whispering unnecessarily and making it all seem over-exaggerated when we were just trying to hand him some jam.
The interrogation of Hiram Tolliver. Still unconscious, Mr. Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair. His hands were bound with rope, his feet tied with some loose string. The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain, they couldn't just let Mr. Tolliver go. They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberation, it was decided.
We're going to tie Mr. Tolliver up and question him until we get our answers. Although I'm guessing Gran's going to find out about this, so we're on limited time now. They'd run the classic good cop. We're going to go with a good cop, hard cop, I think.
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop interrogation. Rollo brandished a steely gaze. I've got this. Read about it 100 times.
Rolo's going to give a go at interrogation because he is a super detective, obviously.
Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver. Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Wow, Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless.
Is he even awake, or is Rolo just going to try question him while he's unconscious?
Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
No, that didn't quite work for you. Mr. Tolliver.
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance.
Good start, Rolo. Gotta make sure he's awake before you question him.
Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
I said, Mr. Tolliver.
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head.
Well, that worked that time. Shouting at him finally managed to rouse him.
He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
What in the world?
The chair wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Who? Who's there?
Mr. Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll be asking the questions here, punk. Now hold on, let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. Weird saying, but yeah, right? As for you, looks like you're sweating. You have just got like a bright beam light blaring in his face, but yeah, he's gonna be sweating his ass off.
The doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
We can do this my way, or, well, let's just say I've never needed another way.
Rollo, hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall.
He's obviously watched a lot of detective movies and read a lot of detective books, Because he's actually surprisingly alright at this so far.
He slammed the table again.
Now dance! What? I don't even...
Mr. Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
You tied me down. How on earth could I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk. Spill the beans. What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Juniper. To make sure everything's ready. Oh, so you're in cahoots with Gran. Gran? Yeah, you kind of gave him away a bit, didn't you, Rolo? Probably shouldn't have called her Gran.
Mr. Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Gonna blow her up, gonna help her blow up the festival, eh? Blow up the festival? Good lord.
He shook his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, you've got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. Source? What's the source? It's where
His voice faded to a whisper.
the town began. Where it all began. What is Operation Sparkplug?
With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold.
It was too intense for him that he's just fainted. Or he's pretending. Could be either, really.
Rollo swung around with a repentant grimace.
Though, very well done, Rollo. You actually didn't do a half-bad job at that. For once. Damn, Rollo. I think you went a little too hard on him. What did he say about the source? It's where the town began. We need more information. Yeah, but we'd better not push Mr. Tolliver any further. Is there anyone else you might know more? What about the History Museum? It just got set up for the festival. Nah, that tent was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves. Is there anything more reliable? The library. If there's any information about this source thing, Kado can help us find it. Let's go get some answers. Straight to the library. We don't even have to walk ourselves. We're just there. No new books for us to read today then. I'm guessing straight to Kado. Yep. This is a dang nice library. Thanks. We work hard on it. Aren't you a little too adorable to be a librarian? Adorable. Never charmed to add to the list. Oh, Kado hung out here so much, eventually they gave him a set of keys. I just keep an eye on the place for Mrs. Novak sometimes. They got you working for free? It's quiet and I get access to all the books I can read. What more could a person want? Fair enough. What can I do for you all? We need a favour. I already told you and Rolo. I can't put you any higher on the wait list for the next Hank Atomic. And if you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. Call it a personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? That's the thing. We sort of don't know. What do you got on the history of the town? That's the county record archives. What's in those? Births, deaths, newspaper clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring reading. But they do go all the way back to when the town was founded. Great, we'll start there.
Chapter 8.
Oh wow, we're really getting into this mystery now.
6 feet under, 3 towns over. The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos. Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
So all this research and all this reading, and we're still not sure what Gran is up to. If I have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop. We have to keep digging. If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of those assigned and death records. Hopefully not. You're being a bit dramatic, Rolo. The 3 of us can solve this mystery, I'm sure. We'll get there. Rolo Cotter lived a full and wonderful life, till he read so much boring crud that his brain oozed out of his ears, turned into some kind of zombie.
Rollo shut his book with an assertive nod.
If you've got a better idea, spit it out. You sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, pal. And it won't be boring country records that kill you. I'll put you in the obituaries myself.
Rollo muttered under his breath.
You've been told, Rolo. You've been told. You're a county record. That was a really, really awful comeback. You were doing so well, Rolo. And that's what you came back with. Really? That's the best you've got? When I'm done with you, you'll be the footnote in history. Just like...
Slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing down to read.
J. Hartford here. I'd love to see you try. Hey, hey, hey. We're all a little tired here. Let's just take a minute.
Something tickled the back of Luca's mind.
Wait, what was that name back? In the obit, J. Hartford. From the Brookville Tribune 8 years ago. That can't be right. What is it? J. Hartford. That's my Gran's name. Juniper Hartford. Maybe there were 2 J. Hartfords? Mrs. Hartford is survived by her young daughter, E. Hartford. My mom's name is Eleanor. Okay, well, this is getting creepy. If your Gran is 6 feet under, 3 towns over, then who am I living with?
The question hung in the air.
Oh. So is that not even Gran that we're living with, who's kind of came and taken over the whole household? That is so terrifying to find out something like that. You wouldn't want to go back home. Who the hell is she? Alright gang, I gotta close up for the night.
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it? Almost 10. Oh crap, Pa's gonna kill me. I gotta go. Yeah, my parents will be worried sick. Okay, let's meet up as early as we can at the festival tomorrow. What are you gonna do about the unconscious man in your basement? I'll think of something. What are you gonna do about, like, the fact that you
Luca's
might be
heart
living with
was
someone
pounding as he approached the house.
who's actually not your gran? What about that? Just hope to God that she's not home for forever.
If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement.
Ooh, yeah. Can hardly explain that one away. Might have to just go and sleep in the treehouse.
Dealing with him would be the first order of business. Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering.
Ooh, she's home.
He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely. She was asleep.
Oh, thank God for that.
His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
God. Wow, she really is out for the count. I'll just stomp around the whole house and you're not even waking up at all. Stomp, 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 stomp. Right, let's try and see if... We've just left the glass cabinet wide open. Oh. Oh, no.
Mr. Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
He's escaped, or the Gran / imposter has let him out. Maybe he woke up, escaped from his bindings and left without a trace? That's definitely a possibility because I do not know how well Rolo ties and dots. So, it's definitely a
Or
possibility.
maybe Gran knew everything.
Gran or / imposter Gran. What do I do?
Luca's hungry stomach groaned.
Probably get out of the basement. Would be a good idea before we get locked down here.
Not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Oh, mate, you must be starving. Okay, I can figure this out. Just need a little brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled a handful into his mouth.
How do you know that's not got chemicals and shit in there? You might turn into one of the mutants. I'm afraid your jam delivery will be
He
delayed.
flipped the lid to read the label.
Mr. Lungreed. Hehehe. Oh well. He'll get over it. He'll just have to wait a little bit longer and for his date with Gran. I'm guessing nobody knew Gran beforehand. Else surely they would have pointed out that she was imposter. If she is an imposter, that is. So either no one knew Gran before she moved in, or she actually is the real Gran, but it's difficult to see which is which. Okay, now I can think. So if Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver, I'm screwed. Not unless you avoid her and maybe sleep in the treehouse. There's always that option. If she doesn't know, then I need to play it cool. I guess the only option is to go bad and act as if nothing is wrong. Gran will think Mr. Tolliver finished what he was sent to do and left when he was done. Or he could have reported back to her and she might still know everything. Let us hope that she's actually still asleep up there. Why didn't we just take a meal from the freezer? Or the fridge? Ooh, Gran's awake. Gran? Okay, stick to the plan. Go to bed and play it cool. We should have closed the door. Hopefully she hasn't gone upstairs.
As Luca climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him.
Is she gonna lock us in our room?
With each consecutive step, his legs weakened.
Oh
His
god,
stride began
'cause
to
I
falter.
ate the jam. What did I eat?
He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself. Something was wrong.
Yeah, you ate dodgy jam. Very, very dodgy jam. Maybe Rolo got lucky and had like a clean jam, but you've obviously eaten something dodgy in that jam. Come on, legs. Just a few more steps.
Luca groaned and tried to move.
And now I'm on the floor. Yeah, you shouldn't have eaten the jam. You should have gone with the fridge food, maybe.
His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground.
Although, what was she feeding Mr. Nuncreed to make him go all sleepy and heavy?
Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling asleep.
The jam. Yeah, I think it's definitely the jam too. Bad idea eating that dodgy jam in the basement with all the chemicals and all that. And here comes the Gran. Sweet boy, what did you get yourself into? Oh my god, Gran's dragging me body. Rest now and let me handle everything. Oh no, you just dragged me to my bed.
Chapter 9.
I was half expecting to be dragged down to the basement and like tied up. Then I'd have to wait for a rescue.
A speech to end all speeches. Luca awoke to find himself face down in bed. He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him?
Why would you eat dodgy jam in the basement?
Or rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Nuncreed?
That one I can understand. He is kind of creepy. And stalkery creepy with his trying to go after your Gran, but that one I can understand. But why would you eat the jam in the basement?
Shaking the questions from his woozy head, Luca snapped back to the matter at hand.
The festival. Yes, we haven't gotten to the festival yet. She passed out. Right, is there anything in our room that we need to be collecting? Nope. We can just go. Gran's door is still locked? Yeah. Parents' room's locked? Yeah. No sign of Gran downstairs. No sign of Gran in the kitchen. No sign in the garden. So what is she going to be up to today? Oh, is she going to be in the basement? No, she's not in the basement. Although, why is everyone leaving this door open? I kind of would have thought they would have closed it by now. Keep it like secret. Secret basement and all. Let's try and escape out the house. Oh, she didn't lock us in the house either, so I suppose that's a good thing. Where have you been? Gran put something in the jam. Yeah, we know. Secret messages for secret conspirators. Not this one. The one intended for Mr. Nuncreed. Put me to sleep. Whoa! Ho ho! Sly devil. Ha! We got ourselves another charm. I think she's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? We looked around, but haven't seen anything odd. Your Gran is nowhere to be found. But Mr. Nuncreed is just loafing around waiting for the speech. What speech? Mayor Gus just got up to the podium. Everyone is gathering at the stage. Let's get moving! Ah, super
Augustus
busy.
Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
Ahem. Is this thing on? Hello, Beacon Pines. I'm Augustus Valentine, your mayor, and I suppose you already know that. Oh yes, before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be where it is today without my father, Sharper Valentine. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause befitting such a great man.
Even that's more than the old codger deserved.
Gus cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Right, where was
William Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
Gus Valentine, everyone.
He gave Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
Oh, William Kerr. Still don't like you and your dodgy smile, but I know you're definitely behind this. With your hundreds of minions that you got going on.
Let's hear it for the mayor. What a great turnout. Ah, heck, I didn't prepare anything. But I suppose I could say a few words. Would it be a shame to waste such a beautiful podium?
Mr. Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
Oh God. Someone was overly prepared. No one wants to listen to you, Mr. Kerr.
Community, conviction, commitment. These are the things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest.
For us, these are the pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable. And I am dadgum thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all together today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when fate brought me here. A simple business trip which brought me to a small town which would change my life forever.
Mr. Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd.
Oh God, you're so full of yourself, mate. You know what?
He wiped away a single tear.
God, someone's being way too dramatic. You can tell that's fake. From the second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place has held me captive. You see, change represents opportunity. It represents potential. It was change that helped me recognize the potential of this place. To see that, the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still held on to the things that made them special.
He thumped the podium to emphasize each word.
Bump. Oh God, he's really overdoing himself. Community, conviction, commitment, change. What kind of change though? I'm pretty sure the icy frozen death that we experienced is not the kind of change we're after.
Mr. Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip. The crowd was silent, in rapt attention.
Maybe the mayor should be a bit more enthusiastic, then people might actually listen to him. Fate made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. And Perennial Harvest is a community first and foremost.
Mr. Kerr methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
only way you made it through the foul harvest was an unshakable conviction. A conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial harvest was founded on the conviction that we are that horizon. This festival is a symbol of our commitment to each other.
His voice began to build to a crescendo.
We now walk hand in hand into a future we will shape together. Ooh, we're going to actually get to see the sign this time. The sign that they possibly changed. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish. There goes the boom. What was that?
The crowd began to look around nervously.
Don't worry, a little thunder isn't going to ruin this day. Everyone remain calm.
Mr. Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
Where was I? Through all of my travels, I have learned one true thing. One always reaps what they sow. We have all planted a lot of good in this town. And so it is with a happy heart that I can proclaim,
He raised his hands up to the heavens.
as we all freeze to death. Yeah, there we go. There's the big freeze.
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched.
And we're going to be frozen together, stuck watching William Kerr act like a dick in front of the whole crowd. We can't end it like this.
For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest. The end.
For the rest of time.
There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything!
God damn frozen ice. Ending our story.
Maybe we should just quit? Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again!
No, we can get to the ending. We can do this. We will not be stuck frozen next to William Kerr.
No, I don't mean that. We got a little closer this time. We just need to try again. Please.
Right. So we have different ways of questioning now. We have sly and chill. Ooh. Right, so we did hard and he passed out. Maybe if we do sly.
They'd run the classic good cop, sly cop interrogation.
Maybe we'll get a bit more information out of him this time.
Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task.
Ah, so we're gonna change it up because Rolo's the hard cop. Beck is obviously the sly cop. And I'm guessing that we would be the chill cop. So, one for each of them.
With a few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Tolliver.
Doing a better job than Rolo so far. What? What's going on here? You're that mode Wilco. Please, call me back. Sorry about all this.
Mr. Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
Seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent you here?
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was gonna be easy.
Ooh. Well, this sounds a bit more interesting now.
You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you needed some backup. But she sent a child. What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid? I suppose that makes sense.
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand. You never know who to trust in this town.
Mr. Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. So it turns out we're both here
Beck twirled
to...
her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
Destroy the evidence. Destroy the evidence? Wasn't expecting that, but...
Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, the old gal is nothing if not thorough.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
She sure is. Can't blame her though. If anyone were to find out that we're going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up down here.
Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
Oh, well done, Beck. You're sure you can finish this up on your own? Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good. There is one more loose end I'll go work on. Loose end? Oh, it's nothing really. The other day I had the radio on scan while restocking the candy shelf. And wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an old phrase in a perennial harvest transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So we have a password and nowhere to put it. It's gotta mean something, right? Good thinking. You should probably go work that out. I've got this under control. That's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
Wow, that was easier. You guys catch that? Sure did. This whole time Mr. Tolliver's had a candy shelf, but all he ever sells us is apples. Oh, that would be the thing that you focus on, Rolo, and gives you stomach.
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
The password, Rolo. Well, sure, but once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy shelf. Well, can we concentrate on the more important things, other than the candy shelf? Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard a radio on the wrong way round. He said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it seems.
Beck marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
We just need to find this hidden meaning. Ooh, like a puzzly clue. Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried? Covered? Could it be cover-up? Maybe. Maybe it's one of those each letter is a number thingies. So U would be 21. N would be 14. D would be... Oh! It's an anagram! Nun Creed's
Beck
drugstore.
and Beck looked at Rolo with amazement.
Oh, wow. Did not expect you to get that one. Rolo, that was incredible. Well, it's either that or Gran's new drugstore. You had to say it, didn't you? You just couldn't leave your smartness at that. Yeah, I think you were right the first time. How did you do that? What can I say? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. Ah, so we've managed to get out of that one a bit more safely. To the drugstore. Oh, hi. You scared me half to death. Sorry. You kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have ya? No. He got me waiting around like the last slice of pie. I swear that man would be late to his own funeral. Yeah, we'll leave you waiting there for Mr. Tolliver. Right. To the drugstore. Though it's getting quite late, so I'm surprised that we can all go to the drugstore. You're late, Augustus. Sorry, sister. Was caught up with work. Work? You? I had a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh, what do you have to report? What is this Inspired Town festival really about? I think
Gus looked around nervously.
Mr. Kerr really does just want to do something good for this town. I highly doubt that. I very highly doubt that, indeed. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. I didn't pull strings installing you as mayor so that you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Kerr and Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Excuse me? This was our father's town. He's gone, Harris, and he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. Ah. So William Kerr is gonna be behind the whole toxic dumping ground. But what are they doing? And is it them that caused the big freeze? That is just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from our damn backyard. They are dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When this is all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed? Be the Valentines. So I'm guessing it might not be you guys. It's more heading towards William Kerr and his cronies.
Harris's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town is going to change whether we like it or not. Are we going to choose to be a part of that future or be forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, but you'll always just be a Gus. Good night, Hyras. Maybe you could show a bit more enthusiasm for your job, Mayor. I mean, I know you don't like it, but come on, you still got to run this town. Well, until we all get frozen, but you still got to run it, nevertheless. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. It's getting late, children. It is getting late, but I'm kind of finding out some interesting stuff right now, so Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being able to do a damn thing about it. Humph. I do hate it when the villain makes a good point. We still got all our little stools down here. Everyone's going to bed and we're going to be going to the drugstore for a raid. Let's do this. Oh, what are you doing now, waiting outside the drugstore?
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nuncreed. Is he still in there? I'm afraid not. Then where'd you get the candy from? You might say we had an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life. Though we might not always have family to rely on. Licorice has never let me down. Well, I can't say licorice would be my first choice. But whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh, yeah, I guess. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wondered why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. You must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold, hard cash. Okay, I'm guessing for you it's licorice. Well, he's right, it's locked. There's gotta be more clues. Okay, let's see. Door's definitely locked and we can't get in the window. The answer's apparently... Ooh, in the phone box. Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncreed? No.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
This is not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Gran's new rug store. Oh god. Really, Rolo? Really? That's your idea? I mean, underground secrets. The password.
Beck flung open the door and they all squeezed in.
Something in the phone booth. Alright, let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Ah, so it's the password to use the phone booth that's apparently still working and only Mr. Nuncreed uses it. Because nobody uses phone booths anymore. Underground secrets. Sounds like that did something. Great, now what? I guess we...
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate.
Wow, we've just fallen through the bottom of a phone booth. It's like the middle of the night. Everyone's parents are going to be so worried because it's so late as it is. And we've just fallen through a hole in the phone booth. Everyone has secret basements and secret lairs everywhere. This is mad.
Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground.
Although Mr. Nuncreed probably had to wait until like no one was around because like surely someone's gonna notice people just disappearing out of that phone booth.
The air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
I knew it! You knew that there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Oh, of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. I definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the trans-dimensional conducts from Hank Atomic issue number 12 were real? Rolo, at one point or another, you've said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. Kinda looks just like giant washing machines or something. It's probably not what it's supposed to be, but it does remind me of like a laundromat or something. It looks like each of these has something written on them. Ooh, shall we read them then? Find out what this dodgy... Ooh. This suit has a broken mask. So have we found our mystery warehouse creeper? Does that mean it was Mr. Nuncreed that was trying to drag me off into that dodgy factory in his hazmat suit because we broke his glass? And if he's the one that uses it, it means it must be him that tried to drag us off. We've at least found their hazmat suit. If it walks like a Nuncreed and talks like a Nuncreed, let's not jump to conclusions. Just saying. Wow, this mystery of Gran's getting more and more intense. Mining Operations Alpha. You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town is all farms and fertilizer. Yeah, fertilizer that doesn't actually fertilize and just kills off crops. And a series of tubes. Pa always says you can only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies in this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa. You don't always realise what he means until it's too late. Perennial Harvest Main Office. That's where my mum works. What does she do? Science stuff? Is she involved in all of this? We've just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine's place? This is starting to feel like something big. Ooh, wow. This is getting more interesting and interesting as we're actually coming closer and closer to solving this problem. Right. We are gonna have to leave the video here on this quite interesting point before we get too far into solving this mystery the way we're going. And thank you for all watching. Like and subscribe if you can, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!